What if the vitamins you're faithfully taking every morning, thinking they're protecting your body, are actually quietly doing harm? Millions of seniors over 60 pop pills that promise energy, heart health, and stronger bones. But behind those labels lies a darker truth. Certain supplements, especially when taken without medical guidance, can accelerate aging, increase the risk of disease, and even interfere with your medications. Before you swallow another tablet, you need to hear this. Because in the next few minutes, you'll discover the hidden dangers of common vitamins and what you should be doing instead before it's too late. It wasn't always like this. Before the 1970s, vitamins were seen as a last resort, used for diagnosed deficiencies or during recovery from illness. But as the wellness industry exploded, so did the shelves of pharmacies. Companies began marketing directly to older adults, promising strength, longevity, and disease prevention in tiny, colorful capsules. By the 1990s, seniors were the fastest-growing consumers of dietary supplements. Today, nearly 70% of adults over 60 take at least one vitamin or supplement daily. But somewhere along the way, the message shifted from use with care to more is better. Why do so many older adults rely so heavily on supplements? It's a mix of psychology and persuasion. As the body ages, natural declines in energy, strength, and memory can trigger fear. Fear of weakness, dependence, or illness. When your doctor says your bones look thin or your cholesterol is creeping up, the instinct is to do something. And when advertisements paint vitamins as harmless, natural boosters, it feels like a simple, proactive step. Add in endorsements from wellness influencers, magazines, and even some healthcare providers, and suddenly vitamins become less of a backup and more of a daily ritual. But this mindset comes with risks, especially when the habit becomes automatic. Many seniors self-prescribe based on hearsay, old prescriptions, or articles online. They double up on multivitamins just in case, or mix separate pills without realizing the overlap. Unlike medications, most supplements don't come with pharmacist consultations. The result? Unintentional overdosing, dangerous combinations, or simply wasting money on nutrients the body doesn't even need. This brings us to a critical but often ignored concept: bioaccumulation. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C that get flushed out easily, fat-soluble vitamins like D, E, and K can build up in the body's tissues over time. And minerals like iron or calcium, when taken in excess, don't just pass through, they accumulate. For seniors whose kidneys and liver function may already be slowing, this buildup can quietly cause damage. Think of it like pouring more water into a glass that's already full. Eventually, it spills over. Except in this case, the spillover might look like fatigue, joint pain, high blood pressure, or even organ damage. More doesn't mean better, especially for aging bodies that process nutrients differently. What once worked in your 40s or 50s might now be a hidden burden. Supplements aren't evil, but they're not neutral either. They're tools, and like any tool, they can cause harm when misused. The supplement aisle might promise longevity, but if you're not careful, it may just be selling false hope and real health risks. Not all vitamins are innocent. In fact, a few of the most commonly consumed supplements among seniors are the ones that carry the greatest risk, especially when taken in high doses or without medical oversight. Let's take a closer look at 3 vitamins that have earned their place on the caution list for adults over 60. Let's start with vitamin E, long touted as a powerful antioxidant and an essential nutrient for fighting the signs of aging. For years, it was marketed as a skin saver, a heart protector, and even a cognitive booster. But beneath that golden reputation lies a dangerous truth. High doses of vitamin E, particularly in synthetic supplement form, have been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer in men and hemorrhagic stroke in both men and women. Why? Because while it may prevent oxidative stress at low doses, too much vitamin E can actually thin the blood excessively, especially when combined with blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin, which many seniors already take. This increases the risk of internal bleeding, bruising, and serious complications from even minor injuries. What's more, the synthetic version found in many over-the-counter capsules, often labeled as DL-alpha tocopherol, is not absorbed or processed by the body the same way as natural sources. A better option? Get vitamin E from foods like sunflower seeds, almonds, spinach, and avocado. These whole food sources provide a balanced range of tocopherols and other nutrients that work in harmony without overwhelming your system. Next is iron, another nutrient that's widely misunderstood. Many seniors assume iron supplements are harmless or even helpful, especially when feeling tired or weak. But the truth is that unless you've been diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia, supplemental iron can be dangerous. The aging body becomes more susceptible to iron overload because it doesn't regulate excess iron as efficiently as it once did. Unlike some nutrients that are excreted if unneeded, iron gets stored, often in vital organs like the liver, heart, and pancreas. Over time, this excess iron can create a condition called oxidative stress. Imagine rust building up inside your body. That's what happens at a cellular level. Iron reacts with oxygen and forms free radicals that damage your tissues, accelerate aging, and increase your risk of chronic diseases. It's especially concerning for people with a genetic condition called hemochromatosis, a disorder that causes the body to absorb too much iron. Many people don't know they have it until symptoms appear, and by then, damage may already be done. Symptoms like joint pain, fatigue, or irregular heartbeat can be mistaken for normal aging, while the underlying issue is quietly worsening. Seniors should never take iron supplements casually. If you're experiencing symptoms of fatigue, don't self-prescribe, get a ferritin blood test first. And if you do need more iron, it's often safer to focus on dietary sources like lentils, dark leafy greens, or lean meats, where absorption is naturally regulated. The third nutrient on the danger list is vitamin A. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that the body flushes out when there's too much, vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means it gets stored, primarily in the liver, and can build up over time to toxic levels. This accumulation isn't just theoretical. It's a real and well-documented risk, especially for older adults. Excessive vitamin A has been linked to liver damage, brittle bones, osteoporosis, and blurred vision. The scary part is that many seniors are getting too much vitamin A without even realizing it. It often hides in multivitamins, fortified cereals, and processed dairy products. So even if you're not taking a dedicated vitamin A pill, you could still be taking in more than your body needs every single day. Women over 60 are particularly vulnerable, as studies have shown they may experience greater bone loss when exposed to high levels of preformed vitamin A, the kind found in supplements, not beta-carotene from plants. It's easy to assume that just one pill won't hurt, but when that pill is layered with a fortified breakfast, snack bars, and enriched dairy, the cumulative effect can be toxic. The safer route? Stick with beta-carotene-rich foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, and kale. Your body only converts what it needs, making it a far smarter and safer option. The key takeaway here isn't that these vitamins are inherently evil. It's that they're powerful. And like any powerful tool, when used incorrectly, they can cause harm. Seniors often take supplements with the best intentions, seeking to stay strong, sharp, and independent. But more isn't always better. In fact, when it comes to these three vitamins, E, iron, and more can be dangerous. Before you continue your daily supplement routine, it might be time to ask not just what you're taking, but why, and whether you still need it at all. Multivitamins have long been marketed as the ultimate health insurance, a convenient one-a-day solution that promises to fill nutritional gaps, boost immunity, and keep you feeling energized. For many seniors, these pills become a daily habit, taken with the same confidence as brushing their teeth. After all, how could a blend of essential vitamins and minerals be anything but helpful? But the truth is that tiny tablet can pack a hidden punch, especially for aging bodies that no longer process nutrients the same way they used to. The core problem with multivitamins lies in the assumption that one size fits all. The nutrient needs of a 40-year-old man are vastly different from those of a 70-year-old woman, yet both may be taking the exact same daily blend. Worse, many multivitamins are formulated to provide 100% or more of the recommended daily intake, RDI, for dozens of nutrients, without considering what you're already getting from food. So if you're eating fortified cereals, dairy, or taking additional supplements, you could easily be doubling or tripling your intake of certain vitamins without even realizing it. And here's where things get dangerous. Several studies have found that common multivitamins often exceed safe levels for fat-soluble vitamins like A and E, as well as minerals like iron, especially in formulas marketed to older adults. Unlike water-soluble nutrients that the body can flush out, these substances accumulate. Over time, that can lead to toxic levels in the bloodstream, triggering symptoms that are easy to overlook or misattribute to aging. Chronic fatigue, digestive discomfort, headaches, or elevated liver enzymes during blood tests. For some, it may even increase the risk of long-term conditions like liver damage or weakened bone density. The appeal of multivitamins is clear. They offer the illusion of control, a sense that you're covering all your bases. But that illusion falls apart when we consider how personal nutrition really is. Some seniors may need more B12 due to poor absorption, while others may already get plenty from their diet. One person's deficiency could be another's overdose. And yet, multivitamins treat every user the same, regardless of age, gender, lifestyle, or health status. What makes this even more concerning is that most people never question it. If you feel unwell, you might assume it's due to age, stress, or sleep, not the supplement you've trusted for years. But sometimes the signs are subtle. Fatigue that won't go away, nausea without a clear cause, a lab test that shows mildly abnormal liver markers. These may all be clues that your body is trying to tell you something. It's had enough. Multivitamins aren't always harmful, but they're not always helpful either. And for seniors, the line between benefit and risk can be razor thin. If you're taking one daily out of habit, it may be time to pause and reassess. The safest approach? Personalize your nutrition. Get tested. Find out what your body truly needs and leave the rest behind. One of the most overlooked dangers of taking vitamins and supplements, especially for seniors, is how they interact with prescription medications. While supplements are often seen as natural or benign, combining them with prescription drugs can lead to unpredictable, even dangerous, effects. And unlike medications, which are typically prescribed and monitored by a doctor, most people take supplements on their own, without ever discussing them with a healthcare provider. Take calcium supplements, for example. They're commonly used by older adults to support bone health. But if you're also taking blood pressure medications like calcium channel blockers or certain diuretics, that same calcium can interfere with how your body absorbs or processes those drugs. In some cases, the calcium binds with the medication in your digestive tract, reducing its effectiveness and making your blood pressure harder to control, without you having any idea why your meds aren't working like they used to. Another common and potentially serious interaction involves vitamin K. Many seniors are prescribed blood thinners like warfarin to prevent strokes or manage heart conditions. But vitamin K plays a central role in blood clotting. So if you're taking supplements that contain it, even unknowingly, you could be reducing the effectiveness of your blood thinner. This increases your risk of clot formation, potentially leading to stroke or other life-threatening complications. And the danger isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's a subtle shift in lab values or a small clot that goes unnoticed until it's too late. Even supplements labeled as herbal or natural are not automatically safe. St. John's wort, ginkgo biloba, ginseng, and garlic capsules are popular among older adults for everything from memory to energy to blood sugar control. But each of these can interact with medications for depression, diabetes, blood pressure, or cholesterol, altering how the drugs are absorbed, metabolized, or excreted. This is why full transparency with your doctor is essential. Never assume that something over-the-counter can't affect something prescribed. The body doesn't separate natural from pharmaceutical. It processes everything through the same organs, the same systems. And in seniors, those systems are already under strain. So if you're taking supplements of any kind, especially alongside multiple prescriptions, don't keep it to yourself. Bring a full list to your next doctor's visit. That conversation could prevent a dangerous interaction, and protect your long-term health. Behind every bottle on the supplement shelf is a powerful marketing engine designed to target your fears and sell you hope. For seniors, that message is laser-focused. You're aging, but you don't have to. With glossy ads and slick packaging, supplement companies promise more energy, sharper memory, stronger bones, and even longer life, all wrapped up in a capsule. It's the anti-aging dream. Just one pill a day, and you can turn back the clock. These companies know exactly how to reach older adults. Their ads are filled with smiling, silver-haired couples hiking in the mountains or playing with grandchildren, reinforcing the idea that youth, strength, and vitality are just a supplement away. But the most powerful strategy they use? Fear. Fear of decline. Fear of disease. Fear of being dependent or forgotten. They capitalize on the fact that seniors often feel vulnerable about their health and want to take control, and they position supplements as the answer. To add legitimacy, many brands lean on the phrase "doctor recommended" or feature celebrities in white coats. Actors, not real physicians, giving glowing endorsements. Some use well-known personalities to earn instant trust. But here's what they don't tell you. Most of these claims are not reviewed or approved by the FDA. The supplement industry isn't held to the same standards as pharmaceutical drugs. That means many products hit the market without rigorous testing, and their promises often rely on weak or outdated science, or none at all. Even testimonials are carefully curated. You'll see the one person who claims their memory improved or their pain vanished. But what you won't see are the people who experienced no change, or worse, negative side effects. Reviews are cherry-picked to tell a story that sells, not one that reflects reality. The bottom line? These companies aren't selling vitamins. They're selling stories, stories designed to trigger emotion, urgency, and trust. And while supplements can have a place in a healthy lifestyle, they're not miracle pills. They're products created and marketed to generate profit. Before you believe the label or the promise, ask yourself, is this based on science or just a well-crafted sales pitch? So what should you do instead? If supplements carry risks and multivitamins can mislead, does that mean seniors should avoid everything entirely? Not all. The key isn't to stop supporting your health. It's to do it smarter. There are safer, more effective ways to nourish your body without falling into the trap of oversupplementation. It starts with a shift in mindset, from chasing magic pills to building real, lasting habits. First, focus on food. The human body was designed to absorb nutrients from whole foods, not synthetic pills. Vitamins and minerals in food come packaged with fiber, enzymes, antioxidants, and cofactors that help them absorb and function properly. It's this natural synergy that no capsule can truly replicate. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, for instance, provide a steady and safe source of vitamin K. Pumpkin seeds and almonds are rich in magnesium. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines deliver omega-3s in their most bioavailable form, supporting brain and heart health. When you get your nutrients from real food, your body takes what it needs and leaves the rest behind. Plus, you're far less likely to overdose from a balanced diet than from concentrated supplements. One word of caution: if you're already taking supplements, be mindful of fortified processed foods. Combining both could unintentionally double your intake of certain nutrients, pushing you into unsafe territory. Second, test, don't guess. One of the most dangerous habits in senior health is taking supplements based on symptoms alone. Feeling tired doesn't always mean you need iron. Feeling foggy doesn't always mean you're low in B12. These symptoms can be caused by dozens of different factors. That's why regular blood work is essential. A few simple tests can reveal exactly what your body is lacking or has too much of. From there, your doctor can help you tailor a plan that meets your unique needs. Everyone's biology is different. Gender, age, medications, diet, and even genetics influence what nutrients you absorb or miss. A personalized approach ensures you're only supplementing where it's necessary and avoiding risks where it's not. If your doctor isn't proactively monitoring your nutrient levels, ask for it. It's your right to know what's happening inside your body. And third, if you do need to supplement, do it smartly. Not all supplements are created equal. Look for products that are food-based and transparently sourced. Some brands use ingredients derived from real fruits, vegetables, and herbs, which the body tends to recognize and process more effectively. Stick to nutrients that are commonly low in seniors based on lab results, not guesses. Vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and omega-3 fatty acids are among the most commonly deficient in older adults and often recommended by doctors. But again, this depends on your labs. Finally, always look for third-party tested supplements. Certifications like USP, US Pharmacopeia, or NSF, National Sanitation Foundation, indicate the product was independently verified for quality, purity, and label accuracy. It's one of the few protections you have in an industry that's still largely unregulated. In the end, the smartest path isn't avoiding supplements altogether. It's learning how to use them wisely. Food first. Test regularly. Supplement selectively. When you combine those three principles, you give your body what it actually needs and protect yourself from the hidden dangers so many others never see coming. Sometimes the clearest truths come not from studies or statistics, but from real lives. These are the stories that rarely make it into advertisements or supplement labels, yet they carry the most powerful lessons. Take the case of Noreen, a 68-year-old woman who faithfully took an over-the-counter iron supplement every day for 5 years. She didn't have a diagnosed deficiency, but believed iron would help with her fatigue. What she didn't realize was that her diet already provided sufficient iron, and her body had no efficient way of getting rid of the excess. Slowly, it accumulated. Eventually, routine blood work revealed elevated liver enzymes. Further testing showed early signs of liver damage, linked directly to iron overload. Her intention had been self-care, but without guidance or testing, she was unknowingly harming the very organ that filters toxins from her body. Then there's Masood, a 72-year-old man managing a heart condition with blood thinners. He had recently started taking a multivitamin advertised as senior safe and doctor recommended. What the label didn't say clearly was that it contained vitamin K, a nutrient that can directly interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. Masood didn't notice anything at first, but one day, after a minor fall, he experienced unexpected internal bleeding. He was rushed to the hospital, and doctors traced the complication back to the multivitamin. What seemed harmless, a daily health boost, had actually created a dangerous drug interaction. A simple conversation with his doctor might have prevented it. And then there's Perveen, 70, who was taking a whole shelf's worth of supplements, vitamin A, C, D, E, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and a multivitamin on top. She felt bloated, constipated, and tired, despite her best efforts to stay healthy. At her daughter's urging, she consulted a nutritionist. Together, they reviewed her blood work and simplified her routine. Most of her supplements were unnecessary. They worked instead on improving her meals, more greens, more hydration, and less processed food. Within a month, Perveen's digestion improved. Her energy began to return. For the first time in years, she felt clear-headed and lighter, without a single pill. These stories aren't rare. They're happening quietly, in homes everywhere. They remind us that more isn't always better, that personalization matters, and that the most powerful changes often come not from bottles, but from awareness, intention, and food that truly nourishes. Ask most experienced doctors who work with older adults, and you'll hear a common thread in their advice. Less is more after 60. It's a quiet revolution in medicine, one that emphasizes simplicity, personalization, and respect for the body's evolving needs. Dr. Farah Niatsi, a geriatrician with over 20 years of experience, explains it this way. At a certain point, the body processes nutrients differently. What used to be helpful in your 40s may become harmful in your 60s or 70s, especially if you're combining supplements without knowing your actual needs. She's not alone. Dr. Rehan Malik, a functional medicine specialist, adds, "Most seniors come to me with a shopping bag full of supplements. But once we do proper testing, we find they only need one or two things, and sometimes none at all. The rest just adds stress to the liver, kidneys, and gut. The idea that a multivitamin is a harmless daily insurance policy is slowly fading. Instead, the medical community is shifting toward nutrigenomics, a field that studies how your genes interact with nutrition. Rather than guessing what your body might need, practitioners are now building tailored plans based on DNA, blood work, and lifestyle. This trend is growing rapidly, and for good reason. Seniors are starting to realize that blindly following supplement trends is no substitute for data-driven decisions. The days of one-size-fits-all health are ending, and what's taking its place is more precise, more respectful, and far more effective. In the end, real health after 60 isn't about swallowing more pills. It's about knowing which ones truly matter and which ones you're better off leaving on the shelf. Your body has carried you through decades of life. Now it deserves the right support, not guesswork. Before you take another vitamin, ask yourself, do I truly need this? Knowledge is power, and in this case, it could protect your heart, your liver, and your longevity. Talk to your doctor. Get tested. Choose food first. And if this video opened your eyes, share it with someone over 60 who still thinks their multivitamin is harmless. It might just be the truth that saves their health or even their life.